Hi, I'm Jacob Hornberger, president of the Future of Freedom Foundation. As y'all know, this is end-of-year fundraising time, and I'm reaching out to you to ask you to consider making an end-of-year donation to FFF. 30 years ago, when I started FFF, things were pretty bad. We talked about the oppressive nature of mostly the welfare state and the drug war, but also the warfare state. Never dreaming that things could get as bad as they are today. I mean, we knew things were going to get worse, but before they got better, but never did we dream that insofar as liberty is concerned, that we would be living in these extremely difficult times. And of course, the temptation is to just throw in the towel and give up and become reformers of the serfdom under which we live. And that's not our methodology here at FFF. We will never give up. I mean, we stand for liberty because it's right. And we make the principled case for liberty because it's right. But also because you just never know. I mean, things can turn on a dime. There's nothing inevitable about history. That ideas on liberty are among the most powerful forces in the universe. And even totalitarian regimes understand this. I mean, here, think about it. They have this total, omnipotent, 100% power. And they do their best to shut down dissidents like us. Why? Because they know the power of ideas on liberty to inflame the hearts and minds of people, to spread like wildfire across the land. And as Victor Hugo said, there is nothing more powerful than an idea whose time has come. And clearly, libertarianism is an idea whose time has come. And so what we need to do is just continue standing in there, standing fast, continuing to fight for this philosophy. This is the grandest, most glorious philosophy, I think, in the history of man. It has everything. It has moral principles, ethical principles, economic principles. It is morally right that people be free, but this also produces high standards of living, and it nudges people toward correct moral and ethical behavior. I mean, everything about libertarianism is positive. And so what we need to do is just keep plugging away. Now, those of you who are familiar with FFF know that we have, from the very beginning, our methodology is based on taking a very principled and compromising stand on libertarianism. Now, why do we do this? Well, because this is the way to achieve liberty. If all we do is become reformers of the welfare warfare state, what have we accomplished? I mean, okay, we may have made life better, just like slavery reformers in the 1800s would have made slavery better or more palatable, but that's not what we're interested in. We want to dismantle slavery, and we want to dismantle serfdom. And therefore, you have to make the principal case for dismantling these anti-freedom structures. And that means making the positive case for liberty, both in a moral sense and a utilitarian sense, that liberty works, liberty is good. We just have to restore that faith in freedom and free markets, and then share it with others. And so what we're trying to do here at FFF, and what we've been doing for 30 years, is raising people's vision to a higher level, beyond the reform of the welfare warfare state and toward grand and glorious concepts, philosophical concepts like freedom of religion, freedom of speech, due process of law, freedom of education, separating school and state, freedom of healthcare, separating healthcare in the state, economic liberty, separating economy in the state, and making the positive case for why we should be moving in this direction. So that's what we're going to continue doing. We've done it for 30 years with your support. We couldn't have done it without those of you that help us out year after year, and we need your support. We don't have the big endowment like these big conservative organizations do. We depend on your money year to year to get us through, and we've got some activities planned. We've got a virtual online conference that we're putting together for the spring. We're putting all our ebooks into print format. We've already accomplished that with 3. We're working on a 4th now. And these are the types of things that we just need your support. The Libertarian Angle, Future of Freedom, our monthly journal, FFF Daily, all the things that we do to share this philosophy and this principled approach to liberty. It takes money, and we would greatly appreciate your generous support. Those of you that have helped us out in the past, thank you very much. And I hope you'll consider renewing your support to us, perhaps even increasing it. Those of you that have never donated to FFF, this would be a great time to become supporters of this foundation, become vested in sharing this philosophy and this principled approach to liberty. Look, we're living in some dark times. There's no doubt about that. But this is no time for despondency or despair. I mean, think how depressing things would be if there was no libertarian philosophy. Think if all we had was the conservative and the liberal progressive philosophy, then that would be reason for depression and despondency. But we have libertarianism. That's the light that shines through this darkness. And the more people that become attracted to this light and then light themselves, but through self-education and passionate learning of libertarianism, that light starts extinguishing the darkness. And that's what's happening. There's more and more people that are discovering libertarianism and lighting this darkness. And we want to continue doing that, but we want to continue doing it in this principled way that educates people on what a genuinely free society is all about. We need your support to do that. Thank you very much for your consideration, and a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday season to all of you.